I'm Jeff Stonick, and on this week's Butler Beat, we will take a look at new housing options being offered next year, as well as some insight on the men's basketball season as it comes to an end.
And I'm Millie Sauber, and we will also bring you the latest on the SGA presidential election and on Chad Pingle's victory.
But first, the new housing options available next year. Sophomores and juniors will have a new on-campus housing option to choose from next year. Butler Terrace, a condominium complex, is leasing rooms to Butler University for students to live in. Butler Terrace is located on the north side of campus at the corner of 46th Street and Hinesley Avenue. BT's rooms are fit for 3 students with 2 large bedrooms and a bathroom in each room. BT also has a parking lot with some covered parking. Some updates will be made to BT before Butler students move in, including new locks and garbage disposals. Not all rooms will be leased to Butler students next year, and some non-student tenants will still live in the building. The housing selection process begins on March 25th for juniors and April 1st for sophomores.
Recruiters from the United States Peace Corps came to Butler for an informational meeting last night. They met in Atherton Union with students that may be interested in volunteering in countries outside of the United States. Recruiter for the Midwest region of the Peace Corps, Kendrell Maston, says that students will need to go through a long application process.
And I would say for those that apply, if they're dedicated to the 9 or 12 months of the multi-step process, then those that go through the process typically are invited for Peace Corps service.
Maston says that there are 5 Butler alumni involved with the Peace Corps.
Butler men's basketball is trying to end its season on a positive note, and Sam DeCline has more.
Butler men's basketball has just 2 wins in the Big East, but they are trying to end the season on a positive note. Butler fans were anticipating their home game against the Providence Friars on Sunday, February 23rd, the second to last home game of the regular season.
It is one of the best venues, and I know when it's rolling in here, it's got to be one of the toughest places in the country to play.
Hinkle was loud as the game tipped off, and the team, led by junior Cameron Woods and senior Kyle Marshall, responded by matching Providence's offense break. Butler and the Friars went back and forth to start the half, but Providence began to pull away. Providence went into halftime with a 13-point lead. However, Butler coach Brandon Miller got the team to come out strong to start the second half.
He was giving us the motivation we needed to come out, get a few shots, go down early, and we were back in it, just keep fighting and fighting.
Led by freshman Andrew Shravis and sophomore Kellen Dunham, Butler began the second half with an explosion of offense. The Bulldogs regained the lead from the Friars at 50-48. However, Providence senior point guard Bryce Cotton took control of the game and did not let the Bulldogs get a large lead or the win.
Bryce is Bryce again. In our league and in the country, he's one of the elite players that's not spoke about on the national level enough.
There was no denying on either side that Cotton was the difference maker in the game.
Bryce Cotton, and his ability to come off ball screens, to make shots, to make plays, he's on one tonight. And when he plays as well as he does tonight, he's hard to defend.
While the Bulldogs kept it close, they could not take back the lead from the Friars. Providence sealed the victory from 3-point range and the free throw line to end up winning 87-81. Providence is the #1 free throw shooting team in the country, and they shot 65% from 3-point range Sunday evening.
We played games where we've been very good defensively. We struggled tonight. Providence has a number of different guys that can shoot the three.
Butler's regular season is coming to a close. The next and last home game is Saturday, March 8th against Seton Hall. For the Butler Beat, I'm Sam DeCline.
This week is National Eating Disorders Awareness Week, and Butler is doing its part to participate. There are several programs on campus this week that can raise awareness for those who wish to know more about eating disorders. NEDA Week is put on by Peers Advocating Wellness for Students, also known as PAWS. There is an event Monday through Friday regarding everything from discussing eating habits to doing yoga at the HRC. Last night, Brooke, the dietitian, a Butler employee, held a session in the pharmacy building telling students which apps to buy and which to avoid. Today, be on the lookout for certain mirrors to be covered up on campus. It's Mirrorless Wednesday, with the idea being that students should not judge themselves exclusively on their appearance. The NEDA week slogan is, "Everybody knows somebody." So while the majority of campus may seem content with their nutrition and eating habits, NEDA strives to encourage those with issues to eat plenty but eat healthy.
May not be the healthiest option, but a sorority house on campus is raising money by selling hot chocolate. Kappa Kappa Gamma members are raising money for their philanthropy to help provide books for children. The Kappa House held their second annual Cappuccino event last Tuesday evening. Students could come to the house and buy coffee or hot chocolate for $2. Students who brought their own mugs had to only pay $1. Kappa's kitchen was stacked with plastic cups, 3 flavors of syrup, and 3 large tubs of coffee and hot chocolate. Sophomore Philanthropy Chair Kelly Podak organized the whole event. Their philanthropy is a national organization called Reading is Fundamental. This organization provides books and literacy resources for children who need them. Cappuccino managed to raise over $800 that night, which will go directly to the organization.
Another fundraiser known as Spring Sports Spectacular is just around the corner, and students are excited. But the event is so much more than a competition between Greek houses. Hinkle Fieldhouse and the Health and Recreation Complex will be packed with students, games, and food. The entire event lasts 12 hours through the night, starting this Friday at 7 p.m. and lasting until 7 a.m. Saturday. The goal of Spring Sports Spectacular is to raise money for Special Olympics Indiana. Program board hosts Polar Plunge and Spring Sports Spectacular. Spring Sports Spectacular co-chair for program board, Jordan Ludwig, says their efforts from both events generate a lot of donations.
I think it's more of a whatever we raise we're happy about. We want to contribute as much as we can. And, last year I think we ended up raising about $38,000 and we're already over that. So we're just excited to see how much more we can get.
Pennywares for Spring Sports Spectacular is running through the rest of this week, and their give back night is tonight at Insomnia Cookies.
A new type of exhibit was held at Butler University last weekend. Here's Hannah Somerville with the story.
Students, faculty, and community members roamed the 3rd floor of Jordan Hall looking at boycotting posters throughout history. The exhibit, sponsored by the American Friends Service Committee, opened February 17th and lasted throughout the week. Freshman Hadil Saeed thought this was a good and unique way to educate students.
Yeah, this exhibit is actually brought in here by the American Friends Service Committee and the Political Science Department. And really it's just to educate students about what's going on outside of their Butler community and to inform them about the different historical boycott movements and the power that the people can have.
A student volunteer sat at a table answering questions and directing onlookers. Pamphlets and fact sheets were available with information about every poster. Boycotts such as the Montgomery bus boycott and the United Farm Workers boycott were represented, as well as several other boycotts across the globe. Fact sheets with information about current boycotts were posted on the table with names many recognized, such as Nike. Sophomore Paige Friend was interested in what the exhibit had to offer.
I decided to come here today because I actually learned a class a lot about boycotting and apartheid, so I thought it'd be really interesting to come today to learn more information about the past and current issues going on.
According to volunteers, the exhibit taught not only students but members of the community about the past and present.
Like that it combines the artwork with the educational purpose of it so that people can watch, and it draws certain emotions. So even if you're not that informed about what's going on, you're able to really feel, and it allows you to empathize with the people at that time and what they were going through.
Despite the uniqueness of the exhibit, it was a success. For the Butler Beat, I'm Hannah Somerville.
The Panhellenic Association held its annual Anti-Hazing Week last week. The timing of the week coincides well with Greek chapter's initiations. However, Panhell's VP of Special Events, Kate White, said this week is about everyone.
Panhell holds National Anti-Hazing Week because Butler's campus is haze-free and we want people to remember that. We passed out the anti-hazing pledge to Greek chapters as well as had a banner in Starbucks that people could sign. A common misconception is that the week is about Greek life, but that isn't true. It's for everyone on campus because hazing shouldn't be okay anywhere.
Don't Haze Me Bro buttons were passed out last week, and students were encouraged to use the No Excuse hashtag on Twitter. You can view the anti-hazing pledge online at Panhell's website.
In a recent article posted by the Elite Daily, the author made a comparison that today's millennials are the hippies of this age. But what exactly are the millennials? Millennials are defined as people who were born from the early 80s to the early 2000s. The article says that hippies' black rights have turned into millennials' gay rights. Hippies have become the hipsters, and Vietnam is the millennials' Iraq. In the day of MacBooks and music, millennials are often described as materialistic and uncommunicative. But don't discount them yet. The article ends with saying that the millennials are very open-minded, non-discriminatory, and accepting.
Butler students had the opportunity to vote for their next SGA president last Monday, and Jeff Stonick followed the campaign.
It's election season here at Butler University, and this year's candidates are campaigning for your vote. Sophomore Chad Pingle and junior Robert Gale are the only two Student Government Association presidential hopefuls this year, which makes the decision a close one. Even though Pingle is a sophomore, he focuses on his experience, which he believes speaks for itself.
I'm running to be SGA president because of the experience that I've had in being able to give back and serve to our different students and student organizations. More specifically within the role that I have right now as the Vice President of Finance, I've been able to help over 70 different student organizations just to receive funding, to put on their programming events and grow.
Gale serves as the SGA parliamentarian and is running on his love for Butler with the slogan, "It's a beautiful day to be a Bulldog."
I'm running to serve as the SGA president because I love Butler University. There's nothing I'm more passionate about and that I care more about, maybe other than my family and friends.
Both students have spent the 12-day campaign period meeting the student body and talking to voters.
The candidates met with students for about an hour and a half in Starbucks. But if politics isn't your thing, you could have came for a cookie.
Not only could students have a cookie and meet the men, they also had a chance to enter a raffle to win a portable speaker. While each candidate wore smiles during the meet and greet, both are taking the opportunity very seriously.
By being able to show them my passion and love for this university, we can inspire so many more to do great things.
Voting opened and closed on Monday for all students, but the winner was not expected to be announced until late Tuesday evening. For the Butler Beat, I'm Jeff Stonick. Congratulations to Chad Pingle on that exciting victory. Thank you for joining us on this week's Butler Beat. I'm Jeff Stonick.
And I'm Millie Sauber. We'll see you next time.